Hey guys, Kingkade here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm gonna be giving y'all a complete beginner's guide on a Destiny trip. Let's get right into this. So this game is easier with multiple people, so I recommend doing it with some of your friends. But for this video, I'm just gonna do it solo because I usually do it solo anyway. So once we're in the game, basically what we want to do is go outside. So to open up the doors, click them and then drag your mouse to the right. If you're on mobile, all you just like kind of hold it down and then like you drag your finger. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway, go ahead and open both of these doors. So there's two different cars you can pick from. You can pick from this one right here, which is the basic car, which I don't really recommend doing this. And then you have another car back here, not the truck, but you have this van right here. So you can choose from this van also, which I recommend choosing this van because it has a lot more surface area, meaning that you can attach more things to it. And I'll show you what I mean by that later. If you're a new player, you won't have the truck right here. So that's why I'm not going to include it in this video because you have to pay Robux to get that. So we're just going to ignore that. So first off, what we want to do though is we want to build the car. So to pick up items, go ahead and click F on them and then run up to where you would place them and then click F to place. So then we would go ahead and run over here, click place, and basically we're just trying to build the entire car right now. It's pretty easy, it only takes a couple minutes. Pick up the door, this door would go on this side, and then this door right here would go right here, and then the smaller door would go right over there, and then the big door goes all the way in the back. And then we need the radiator, engine, and then some gas. So these things are currently glitched right here, so we can't really toss those on, but make sure that you do grab this headlight. Go ahead and toss that on also. By the way, assembly is pretty much the exact same for this car up here. So if you're trying to use this car, then you assemble it pretty much the exact same. It's just the parts are in here, and then you would go ahead and grab those. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and grab this radiator now, and we're gonna go ahead and take that to the back as well, and we're just gonna go ahead and toss it in the front. So this goes right there. There we go. And now we need the engine. So the engine is right here. We're gonna go ahead and grab this. Also, by the way, you can click shift on your keyboard to go ahead and sprint, control to crouch, and then yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click drag it open just like a regular door, and we're gonna click E to sit down, and then this goes directly in the middle. Also ignore the rainbow effect. I turned that off, but I don't know why it's still going, so just ignore that because that is a game pass. And now what we need is we need some gas. So this fuel tank right here, we're gonna go ahead and grab this, and we're gonna go ahead and bring it out here with us, and we're just gonna run to the fuel tank on the car, which is this area right here. And now just go ahead and hold down the mouse button to go ahead and fuel it up. So this gas container has 9 liters of fuel. You can go ahead and see how much fuel is in there by hovering over the nozzle. So as you can see, there's 5 liters left. So let's just go ahead and dump all of it in. And once you fill up the car, make sure you click E to go ahead and close the nozzle. There we go. Also, you can double check if the nozzle is closed by opening it like this. So that is what it looks like, and let's go ahead and close that up. And now what I recommend doing is bringing wheels with you. So wheels such as this one, because if you go ahead and crash, sometimes your wheels go flying off your car. So it's always good to bring extra wheels. So to attach things to your car, just run up to your car like this, and then go ahead and click Z to attach them. You might have to like move your cursor around to actually get it to work. But there we go. So we can just attach things like this. So I usually bring like 2 wheels. If you want, you can bring all 4. But yeah, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop in the car, close the door. Once again, ignore the rainbow effect. Let's go ahead and flip this down. If you don't flip this down, this is like the emergency brake, so make sure that you do that. And then go ahead and click R to turn on your engine, and then you can go ahead and start driving away. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pull up here to the front, and basically we're just gonna take a right, and we're gonna go this way. And now we're just driving away from the house on the road, and as you can see at the top, the meters are going upward, and pretty much we're just gonna keep driving until we find a building. Also, watch out for rocks on the road because rocks do appear on the road every now and then, so sometimes you have to like drive into the sand, because if you do crash into a rock or anything while you're going super fast, then that is pretty bad because things go flying off of your car. But anyway, as you can see, up here is a guaranteed storm. So the storm, whenever it happens, go ahead and drive into the sand because the road becomes slippery. So yeah, you don't want to be in the road because you will like lose control of your car. So just drive into the sand, and it's pretty much the same. You go the exact same speed. There's no downside really. Just make sure you still watch out for rocks and stuff. Also during a storm, if your car gets struck by lightning, that's all right. Just go ahead and hop out and attach everything back to your car. But do be careful because there is a small chance that you could be struck by lightning yourself. And if you get struck by lightning, then it does insta kill you. But like right now, we could step out and we could be just fine as long as we don't get struck by lightning. But anyway, we're just gonna keep driving until we pass this. And we just passed it. There we go. So we're looking for a good building. A good building has like 2 garages, or it looks like kind of a church looking building. If y'all want to know all the good buildings, I recommend checking out one of my other videos where I showed y'all every single good building that you want to go to and all the ones that you want to avoid. So here we are. We arrived at a gas station. By the way, the buildings are randomized. So once you arrive at a building, you can go ahead and flip this lever up. So just like that, click R to turn off your engine and go ahead and open the door and hop out. So be careful because these people will start to kill you if there are any here. So we're just looking for any weapons. So we did find a gun. If you can't find any weapons, just go ahead and keep running around and then hopping back into your car and gathering stamina and such. Just make sure they don't get too close, because like this they will start to kill you. So there's many different weapons. There's like a fly swatter, an axe, a bowling ball, a spear, and then there's also guns, of course. So since we got guns, we're just gonna go ahead and shoot them just like this, and then we'll go ahead and kill them. Awesome. So also with your weapon, you do want to attach it to your car so you can use it for later. So we're just gonna grab this, attach it to our car like this, and there we go. Awesome. So now that we're at a gas station, we want to go ahead and check these fuel containers. So this has nearly 7 liters of gas. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and use that to fuel up our car. Let's check these other ones. So this one also has gas. Dang, we're getting pretty lucky with this one. And then this one also has gas. All right, that is actually very good. We're getting pretty lucky with this gas station. And then this has oil. Awesome. So what's in these are randomized, because sometimes it's water, sometimes it's oil, sometimes it's gas, and then sometimes it can be all three. If it's all three, just go ahead and put out a stand like this, open it, and empty out the other ones. There's also a better engine here. So this engine right here, we're gonna go ahead and grab this because this is actually better than our current one. And also make sure you do go ahead and check what's in it before you go ahead and put it in, such as if you hover over the nozzle, as you see there is 5 liters of oil, which is perfect. Sometimes these have like water in them, which if it has water in them, then it will not work. So also, by the way, water goes in the radiator. So the radiator right here, this has water in it, and then oil goes into the engine, and then gas goes into the fuel tank. Sometimes you can find diesel, but diesel only works for a specific engine, and it's called a V8 engine. So if you find a V8 engine, then instead of using gas, you would use diesel, but for most engines, you use gas, so I recommend just filling it up. But anyway, let's go ahead and dump all this gas in here though. We now fueled up our car, and since we're at a gas station, we can actually fill this up as well. Also, events such as tornadoes do happen, so just make sure that you don't drive into the tornado, because it will like tear apart your car and then fling it away. So make sure that you do watch out for that. But anyway, since we have this empty gas canister, we can actually grab one of these nozzles. I recommend grabbing it at the top right here, and then go ahead and fill it up. So we can actually go ahead and fill this up, and then once it's all out, go ahead and grab another one. So as you can see, this has 1.3 liters of gas, so we can go ahead and fill up our gas canister like this, and then you can go ahead and do that for all the gas nozzles, so we can do it for the ones in the back as well. And then you can go ahead and use it to fill up your car just like this. Also, by the way, if your engine already has max fuel, like this one has 5 out of 5 fuel already, we can just grab this and we can just attach it to our car like this, and then we can go ahead and use it later. So since we have a new engine, we're gonna go ahead and try to grab this one. So there we go, grab it, and then we're gonna try to pull it out, and alright, we can't fully get it out, that's fine. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this one, and now we're gonna go ahead and put it in. So there we go, now we have a brand new engine. And also, since this one is like kind of stuck under the car, we can actually go like right here and we can click F, which accidentally grabbed that, but we can click F to like push our car. So there we go. So we're pretty much just gonna push into it, like pops out. There we go, awesome. Now we can go ahead and toss that away because we don't need it anymore. Let's also make sure we grab the headlight back. There we go. And that's pretty much everything we need. Make sure that you do eat food every now and then to like fill up your hunger. You don't need to attach food to your car because food is super common. So yeah, I'm also gonna take this dynamite as well because we can actually use this to kill people, or we can use it to get our van unstuck. But anyway, once we looted this place, we're gonna go ahead and put this back down, click R to turn our engine on, close the door, and now we're just gonna go ahead and keep driving until we find another place. So let's see if it's good. And no, this is one of the bad ones as well. It's alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stay here for the night. So if you want, you can keep driving during the night. There's this little button right next to the radio that you can click, like right there, and you can go ahead and turn on your headlights. But I usually don't drive during the night because it's a higher chance that you'll go ahead and crash into a rock or something. So I usually just go ahead and stay here and then like watch YouTube or something until it does turn daytime. So while it's nighttime, I'll go ahead and tell y'all what each of these things do. So for the engine and the gas container, these always need to be fueled up. So you always need gas and you always need oil in your engine, because if you don't have those, your car will not run. For the radiator in the front, you do not always need water. So what the radiator does basically is stops your engine from overheating. So if you go ahead and drive for too long, like if I drive for a minute straight without a radiator on, then my engine will overheat, and then I'll have to like stop my car while like cools down, and that only takes like 30 seconds. So pretty much we would drive for a minute, then the engine would overheat, so then the car would like turn off, and then we would just chill for 30 seconds while it cools down, and then we can keep driving. But with the radiator, if this does have water in it, it does stop it from overheating, so then you can drive longer without stopping. So it is pretty helpful to fuel it up with water, but you don't need it to be full. But for the engine and the gas container, these always need to have stuff in them. Also, what the better engines do is basically they allow you to go faster. So my other one, it was the worst engine, so I was going slow, but this engine, it allows me to go faster, which is important because the hill starts to get pretty steep. Like this one, as you can see, it's a little bit steep, not too much, but later in the game, the hills do start to get really steep, And if you have a bad engine, your car goes like really slow. So that is why you do need to upgrade your engine whenever you find a new one, and then just go ahead and keep driving. But anyway, let's just go and wait until it's daytime now. And once it turns daytime, we're just gonna go ahead and keep continuing our journey. So let's go ahead and close the door, turn on our engine, and now let's go ahead and keep driving. Also, if you are going kind of slow, it's probably because you're going up a hill. Like right now, we're going up a hill, so we were going slow. We're starting to speed up a little, but pretty much just go ahead and keep driving and stopping at buildings until you get to the 5,000 meter mark. If you accidentally flip your car over like this, it's fine. Like I just hit this rock in the middle of the road and it flipped my car. You can actually flip it back over. Sometimes it is pretty difficult, but it is possible. So go ahead and choose which side you're gonna push it onto. So go ahead and choose which side you're gonna push it onto and remove all the stuff from this side. So I'm gonna push it onto this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this stuff right here. So there we go. And we're also gonna go ahead and remove the wheels. So only the wheels on this side though. So there we go. And now we gotta go ahead and push it over. So pretty much we're just gonna go right here, and then we're just gonna click F and then just hope and push it over. It is a lot easier if you do have stuff on the roof, because then it kind of puts at a slant sometimes. But pretty much we're just gonna try to push it over, and hopefully it can get kind of at an angle right there. Because if we push it over and then it kind of puts it at an angle, that would make it a lot easier. And alright, it looks like a sandstorm is happening. So if a sandstorm like this is happening, just get back into your car and make sure that you do have all the doors on, or else you will start taking damage. Like right here, I am taking damage now, but it's fine. But anyway, let's go ahead and push it over, and dang, we weren't very lucky right there. Anyway, let's just go in different spots and just hope we can push it over. So since it is quite difficult, what we're actually going to do is we are going to use the TNT that I grabbed. So let's go ahead and remove all this stuff. I believe it is still possible to push it over by hand, but it is very difficult sometimes. So in this case, we're just going to go ahead and use this TNT. So since we're going to use it, we want to remove everything. We don't need to remove the engine or the radiator, but we want to remove everything else. So let's go ahead and take all these doors off just so it doesn't blow the doors away. And there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and grab this dynamite, and we're going to bring it over to this side. So we're going to go ahead and click on the screen, and then we're going to drop it right there and then back up, because if you don't back up, it will blow you up and you will die. And there we go. We went ahead and flipped it back over. Awesome. So let's go ahead and toss the radiator back in because that fell out, and the engine should still be in there, and it is, but it's not attached. There we go. And now we just got to go ahead and attach all the other stuff. So all this stuff, this would have been blown away, but since we went ahead and detached it, it's all right here, and we just got to go ahead and reattach it. A good way to stop it is by putting something on the roof. So like this, we can go ahead and attach this to the roof, and most times this actually makes it a lot easier to go ahead and flip yourself back over. So we would put it on like that side right there, and then next time if our car goes upside down, it will be at an angle, and we can push it over by hand. Also, by the way, the electricity poles are always on the right. So right there, I was going the wrong way, but these little like power lines are always on the right side. So if you forget which direction to go, they're always on the right, because sometimes your distance does start to go down, but you are going the right way. So if you crash and you don't know which direction to go, the power lines are always on the right. So as you start getting to 5,000 meters, you do want to start to slow down, because we're gonna have to cross a bridge. And if you're going too fast, then you will crash and probably fly off the bridge. So here we go. Make sure not to crash into that stuff. So once we're up here, go ahead and turn your engine off and then pull the brake right there, because there's actually some gas cans. So both of these have 9 liters of gas. So we go ahead and grab those and fill up your car. Also, by the way, if you accidentally put the wrong thing in your gas tank, your car will not turn on. Like if I accidentally put even the tiniest bit of water inside the gas tank, same with the other stuff, the radiator and the engine as well. If I put the wrong thing in there, it will not work. So what you would have to do is you would have to open it up and put it at a slant. Just like these gas containers, I put them at a slant, and then I can go ahead and empty it out like that. So pretty much we would just remove this wheel, pull it out, and then we would open up our gas container, and then it would start pouring out. But anyway, once we have that filled up, we're gonna go ahead and hop back in, turn our engine back on, and now we're gonna keep going. So for this first part, you do want to go very slow, because we have to go ahead and align our wheels with this, and there we go. It is quite easy, but just align your wheels with that. This one we're also gonna go slow. There we go. And now once we do that, we're gonna start speed up, because this is a ramp right here, and we have to jump over a little pit. So start speed up, jump over it, and there we go. But yeah, as you can see, it was an empty pit over there, so we had to go very fast to be able to clear it. So yeah, but anyway, let's just go ahead and keep driving. And now it's pretty much the same thing as before. We're gonna go ahead and stop at buildings, gather resources, and then we're just gonna go ahead and keep driving until we get to the 10,000 meter mark. So as you start approaching 10,000 meters, you also want to slow down as well. And what is that? It looks like someone crashed. Alright, I'd never seen that before. Well, anyway, you want to start to slow down to go in between there. I'm actually gonna check out what this is, because I've never seen this dude before. Anyway, let's go ahead and shoot him, and there we go. He actually did tons of damage. And alright, so it looks like he just crashed his truck, which I'm assuming we can't use any of this stuff. Pretty sure we can't put out that fire also, which I actually just realized this is the brand new car troubles event. Alright, that's pretty cool. It's actually extremely rare. Don't think anyone else found it yet. Yeah, this is the car troubles event, so that's actually very cool. I've been looking for that for like ages. But But yeah, ever since the update release, I've been looking for that. But anyway, I guess it's just a coincidence that it appeared at the 10,000 meter mark. But anyway, at this 10,000 meter mark, if you have any water, I recommend filling up your radiator with water. Make sure everything in your car is good, and pretty much just approach it. You want to slow down because we have to go through here. Usually there won't be this car here. That's the first time I've seen that there. But slow down so you can fit between these things. And then after you fit between those, you want to start speed up because there's gonna be tons of people shooting guns at you. So you might want to toss all your stuff inside your car as well, just so it doesn't get shot. But anyway, there's gonna be people shooting at you, so speed through it. Don't go too fast though, because if you go too fast, then you might crash into a wall, which would be bad. But just go fast enough that you can like avoid them. So there we go. I accidentally crashed into one of the people over there. But yeah, go fast enough, and then there's this little safe spot right here, and then there's gonna be even more people shooting at you. So go fast enough that they don't shoot your car too much, but also slow enough that you don't crash, which I actually just crashed into one. But anyway, let's go ahead and try to get ourselves unstuck. And I think it's because I'm like in the wall. Let's go ahead and push our vans, try to get it unstuck, and let's go ahead and attach this back. So there we go. So you don't want your car to get shot because then it starts to break stuff, which I think all these people actually despawn. Alright, well that's actually pretty helpful, I guess. But if your car gets shot, then it could break things such as the doors, which I don't think you're able to find more doors for the van. You're only able to find more doors for the regular car. So you won't have any doors anymore if they do shoot them too much. So that does kind of stink, because that means whenever you go through sandstorms, you will start to take damage. And also, if you have anything on the outside of your car, it can destroy it as well. It won't guarantee destroy it, but it does have a high chance of destroying it. And then pretty much you would just go ahead and continue stopping at buildings, fueling up, and just continue that until you travel as far as you can. Once you get to the 15,000 meter mark, there is an outpost. It's a completely safe outpost, but it has tons of fuel and stuff there. So it has tons of water, fuel, oil, and diesel there, and also a V8 engine. So you are able to fuel up on that stuff whenever you get there. And then at the 20,000 meter mark, there is a ghost town, which if you want to see what the ghost town is, then I recommend checking out one of my previous videos where I showed y'all how to defeat the ghost town. And yeah, that's pretty much a complete beginner's guide though for a dusty trip. So that's gonna be all for this video. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video.